Kansas City, Missouri is this afternoon's destination for some MLS Next Pro action. Sporting Kansas City 2 welcomes in Colorado Rapids 2 in the Western Conference. Hello, family. I'm James Hadnap. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, this Sunday matinee, and Sporting Kansas City is looking for their first win of the campaign. They are 0-7-3 coming into today, but Ishvan Arbanyi has talked about his team and what they are needing, and that's goal scoring. They have just 5 players that have scored goals this season. They have a new player in the starting 11 who we'll get to in just a moment, who they hope can be that consummate goal scorer. And for Colorado, they're not pleased with how they played their last match. A 3-0 loss at the hands of the town. Eric Boucher was the first to say that the result was fair, but we are not happy with how things went down. Felt like they did not play well in transition. And for Sporting Kansas City, that's going to try to get out and run and try to create through turnovers. Colorado will have to be ready for Kansas City in that way this afternoon. Now let's take a look at the starting 11 for Sporting Kansas City 2 and Ishvan Arbanyi. A 4-3-3. SKC makes 6 changes from the loss. No Beckham Muteritz because of a red card, so Leo Cristiano will play left back. And the man mentioned earlier, Masoud Habibullah, he is going to be the man that Sporting Kansas City hopes can score some goals. If that last name sounds familiar, Habibullah, it's because Cameron Habibullah played last year for Sporting Kansas City, and he led the team in goal scoring. And so they're hoping that Habibullah can be a similar goal scorer like his brother. As we now take a look at the starting 11 for Colorado, a 4-3-3. They make 5 changes from their loss to the town. First team is off this week with no match, so that means that opportunities available for academy members and other second-team players. And Andre Eriksson is going to get the starts for Colorado Rapids. It's his professional debut. And for Eriksson, a U17 member in the academy, he played with Rapids 2 in the preseason and IMG, and he's been a part of the academy since age 15. So he makes his professional debut on the road against SKC. Well, Colorado is coming out onto the pitch. And they are in their white kits with maroon shorts. And for Kansas City, already talked about Habibullah. Masoud Habibullah is going to be a very key piece for this side on the afternoon. And talking with Ishvan Arbanyi, he was very honest that this team is looking for a number 9. They have played Malone Gumbale in that number 9 role as a goal scorer, and Gumbale is more of a winger. And so with Gumbale and Habibullah interchanging today, we'll see if that can create goal scoring opportunities. Habibullah, who played with the Whitecaps Academy coming up, as a former Canadian youth international. And he has been inserted into the starting 11 after making 5 appearances, signing back in late April. LA Galaxy at the first team level broke their long winless streak to begin a season yesterday in a 2-0 victory over RSL. And Kansas City hoping that can be their story in the second team space this afternoon. Kyle Armstrong, the referee, blows his whistle, and we are off from Swope Park in Kansas City, Missouri. Sporting Kansas City 2 and Colorado Rapids 2. Already Habibullah is in the box, cuts it across, nobody there at the top of the 6. Donovan had made the run past the ball. Don't want to put too much stock in one player, but the pedigree is there with the Habibullah family. We've already talked about Cameron last year got off to a very good start and was in the Golden Boot race for a lot of the season. And his play earned him a spot in Sweden. Masood played last year in the Canadian Championship, so he was playing in his native Canada before signing with Sporting Kansas City on April 22nd. And for SKC, they will like to get on the board early and keep hold of a lead. They found themselves behind LAFC last match. And now, a nice take by buildup. Copeland, and now a nice slide, and this will be a corner for Colorado. Slowly sauntering to take this corner is Malik Pinto. Played prior with FC Cincinnati and FC Cincinnati 2. Ball is swung in, flicked towards the other side of the box, and then the shot is blocked away. Play continues. This shot will be wide of the mark. Josh Copeland's first go. You see as the ball pops to Copeland, and it goes wide. Jacob Molinaro is in goal today for Sporting Kansas City. And now this is Wathuta. Copeland returns to Wathuta, the national champion at Vermont. Colorado putting pressure on. Now Copeland wants it back, has it inside the box. Colorado just not letting Sporting Kansas City out. And a throw-in coming for the Rapids. Dirksen with an opportunity to turn. But Donovan surrounded, could not control. Now the ball's turned over, and that'll be a foul. Now Leo Cristiano. Donovan, he dumps forward to Dirksen. Ball's cut across. But nobody there. Buildup gives it away. Donovan. Cristiano. Donovan had eyes for Johan Ortiz. Adam Beaudry boots it away. Well done by Wathuta, but not enough behind that pass to Copeland. Wathuta again in the mix. Pinto. Emerson Hossa, 43rd overall pick in the 2024 draft out of Central Florida. Copeland slips forward, continues his run. Erickson returns the favor. Copeland right at the goalkeeper, Molinaro. Colorado is playing very crisply, and that was definitely a discussion this week for the Rapids. The last time these two teams played, Coach Bousset said that the Rapids came out with a great spirit, something they did not have versus the Town at home in their last match. So not playing flat at all to start. Ball is moving with pace and with precision for Colorado.
Yeah, go get that.
Beaudry, the U.S. Youth International, and also first-team starter. Ball drops. Necessary chest by Molinaro. With Fuda there. This ball's lost. Excellent slide tackle for the moment. Anthony Garcia is on it now. Honduran Youth International. Joshua Balouz played at Villanova and at Syracuse. Copeland, nice move, and just a miss hit by Bilo Giap. Josh Copeland put that on a platter for the striker. Mamadou Bilo Giap could not connect. Erickson on it now. And Cello Tashantrit ensures that there's no corner. Throw-in coming for Colorado. We talked about Colorado's outlook on their last match. And for Coach Urbani and Sporting Kansas City, he was honest that he feels the team is starting to turn a corner despite not having any wins. You can look to their matches versus Austin and versus the Town, in which they held them to clean sheets, giving up no goals. So 2 out of the last 3 matches, Kansas City defensively has done well. This is a different animal, though, in Colorado, as Copeland taps it forward. Bilo Giap cuts it back across. Ball ends up with Malun Gumbale. Fires forward. Beaudry was there. Habibullah was offside either way. That's the right idea. Colorado was going to commit numbers forward and be aggressive in the attack. It should take 1 to 2 passes for players like Gumbale and Habibullah to find open spaces. But everything connected in the back for Colorado as well. Copeland takes the touch. His shot is blocked. Long effort, and it's well off the mark for the Rapids. th minute of action. No score between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Sporting Kansas City started to play better over these last couple of matches. I talked with Cello Tashantrit, the captain, and asked him what's been different. How has the team done better defensively? As this ball slipped through to Josh Copeland. Anthony Samways will force the turnover. But the answer from Teshantrit was after the last Colorado match in which they fell 3-0. Coaching staff went to a different defense. They decided to go to man marking, man-to-man marking, and that's just simplified things for Kansas City, and has felt that even when they've made mistakes, if you're aggressively attacking the man that you're supposed to be defending, it makes up for it. So there have been less miscues, less breakdowns, and that's what's helped them over these last 3 matches, the 2 in particular versus the Town and Austin, to not allow any goals. And Colorado Rapids coaching staff taking note of that, knowing that this was going to be a different Kansas City side in comparison to the one that they beat at University of Denver Soccer Stadium. Coach Boucher saying that we can't overlook Kansas City despite the fact that they have not won anything this year, because they just held a team that beat us by 3 goals to no goals. That being the Town. So as this match wears on, we'll be interested to see how Kansas City's marking stays consistent, and if Colorado can create gaps in the SKC defense. Long ball out wide. Hossa is on it. And that'll be another corner for Colorado. Malik Pinto once again will be the man to trigger it from the corner. Pinto, who knows a thing or two about helping rebuild teams, was a part of Cincinnati before and after their success, trying to help Colorado regain the success they had of 2023. Lifts this ball into the box towards the back post. It was Amadou who was there. And again, he was heavily marked as he peeled towards that back post. Gumbale was the man that the ball ends up bouncing off of. And Pinto once again, second corner. 3rd overall today, the 2nd in a matter of moments. This one comes tight to the near post, and there is a foul on Amadou. So he's been the target these past 2 times. This portion of the match is presented by Central Bank, the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. 15th minute of action. No score between SKC and Colorado. Talked about the Christmas in which Colorado has played with. That was a part of their training this week. Coach Rousset said, I wanted to get them in front of goal, taking a lot of shots, a lot of competition between the entire team, just to get the energy up. Felt like they didn't have good energy versus the Town. And that's what also played into them falling asleep in transition. Gumbale gives chase. Beaudry launches it the other way.
Good.
Wathuta is shoved by Teshantrit, and that's going to be a foul. Every time I talk to Chella Teshantrit, he sounds like a coach. That's because, of course, his father was a coach, and he learned so much from him. And he's just an excellent leader for this side. Talked about what the conversations have been like despite the losing. This is Andre Erickson for Colorado. Pinto works back to his goalkeeper. Beaudry sends it the other way. Numbers arriving with Fuda. A little tap to Copeland. Now the ball ends up with Bilogiop. And Molinaro makes the save. This was just a wonderful ball over the top. You see 3 members arriving for Colorado. Lots of numbers. And ends up being the striker, Mamadou Bilogiop. And that just shows you the quality of the goalkeeper, Adam Beaudry. There's a reason why he's on a first-team contract. Shane Donovan offside. But Adam Beaudry, he's represented the United States at the youth level in World Cups, CONCACAF Champions Cups. So although he's still a youngster, he plays well beyond his years. If you think about Colorado and what they have coming up the pipe, Zachary Campagnolo has a similar resume in regards to his ability and coming up through the U.S. national team program. Beaudry, another seeking ball. This is gonna bounce. Molinaro's out for it. Bilogiop got there before Molinaro, who had come off his line. And Kansas City is happy that that ball flew over the crossbar and out. So goal kick for Sporting Kansas City. Bobby Bula is deemed guilty there, much to the chagrin of the entire coaching staff. You see Ishvan Arbani having a conversation with the 4th official down at the bottom of your screen to discuss what happened there. Beaudry again tries to pick out a pass and finds Anderson Hossa, but Hossa cannot continue in possession with Gumbale in his pocket. Throw in for SKC. Anthony Samways sends the ball back in. Former captain of Ohio State. 34th overall pick back in December. Colorado takes over. Cello Tashantrit takes it back. Wafuda will find this. And a necessary intervention by Pierre Leroux. Leroux, a great story. A trialist who was signed at the beginning of the season. And because of his IQ on plays like this, he's going to stay in the 11. You see, Anthony Garcia was arriving. So if Leroux does not make that intervention, There's going to be a shot on goal. Another corner here in the 22nd minute. Headed away by Malum Gumbale. Wathuta receives it from Pinto. Pinto towards the back post, knotted down, free for a moment, given away by Habibullah. As this ball popped up, it will be a free kick on the edge of the box. Handball by Kansas City. Happy that it wasn't just a couple of steps forward inside the area, but now a dangerous opportunity for Colorado. So a meeting of the minds. Sidney Wathuta, Anderson Hossa, also Malik Pinto, just huddling around this ball on the edge of the 18. And it's a party around the ball right now. There's the shot. Hossa will just send it back in, and it's over the head of Copeland. Just a little action to cause confusion, but in the end, the shot does not beat Molinaro. Kansas City will have the throw in. Good action here from Colorado. But again, Carter Dirksen stopping the attack. Eric Boucher was right. This is a different Sporting Kansas City team that they're playing. They have moved with confidence. They've been aggressive in their attack. Now Sidney Wathuta can work behind Pierre Leroux. Copeland. And Cristiano forces the corner. This will be the 5th corner for Colorado in this first half. Pinto, another outswinger. This one bounces all the way across. Hossa takes the shot, and the ball is just saved. Molinaro almost left it at the doorstep, but does just enough in the end. Off this back heel, Hossa got a good strike on it. Now coming the other way, Ortiz and Habibullah commits the foul. Almost a quick opportunity for Kansas City. And now it will be a free kick for Colorado. This portion of the match is presented by Children's Mercy Kansas City, the official healthcare partner of Sporting Kansas City. '27th minute. Kansas City looking for something on the counter as Colorado has dominated the possession to date, more than 61% of the ball. There's a foul. Kansas City will have possession. Talking with Ishvan Arbani about the difficulty with this side. Mentioned just the new players that have come on. A slower training camp. And right now they've given the ball up to Shantrit, turns it back over. Pinto trying to keep possession. Taps to Hossa. Sends it into the box, and Molinaro makes another save. Mamadou Bilo Giap, 2 arms out to the side. Wondering how he did not test Molinaro a little bit more here. Buildup and Bilo Giap were right there. It ends up with Mamadou. He just couldn't make it happen. Ortiz with an opportunity to look forward. Still an opportunity with Cristiano. This ball stuck forward. Cristiano keeps it in on the touchline. Early ball all the way across. Gumbale controls on the edge of the box. Something might be on here for Kansas City. Gumbale requires a save from Beaudry, and it was a beautiful stop. Cristiano with the right idea, switching the point of attack. Gumbale, the winger, always good attacking the back line. And you see Beaudry at the near post, was able to dive. It's excellent technique from Adam Beaudry. Kansas City back on here, however. The last action not there for Leo Cristiano. So as we have marched into the 30th minute, Kansas City finding some life, but Colorado is back on the prowl. This ball will whistle out. So now that we have reached the 30th minute, there will be a hydration break with this match being played at noon local time. And both of these sides have put on a pretty good effort today. Kansas City knew that Colorado was going to have a lot of the possession, and they have defended well. Jacob Molinaro has made multiple saves. And for the Rapids, they'll feel like they should have one goal at least by this point. But you got to credit the defense of Sporting Kansas City. They're looking to make it 3 clean sheets in their last 4 matches. Already talked about their play against Austin, a side that at times struggles to score goals. But the town has not struggled scoring goals this season, unlike years past. I mentioned that they just put up 3 versus Colorado in their last match. So that is a feat that Kansas City could be pleased with. You see the numbers up top. It has been one-way traffic for Colorado. Kansas City has created a logjam on the score sheet. That's thanks to Jacob Molinaro, goalkeeper for SKC. Part of the academy since 2019. He spent preseason with the first team last year. He's put on a show today. Will be a throw-in for Kansas City as we restart play. Blues, Vancouver, Canada. Off this turnover, Ortiz into Donovan. But Matthew Kofi Sananu is there. This is Donovan. Habibullah returns to Donovan, trying to slalom through. Erickson, the academy member, making his professional debut. Cristiano tries to pop it through, but it turns into a turnover. This is Josh Copeland. Had eyes for Andre Erickson. Could not connect. Now the ball's just sent away, but right back to Colorado. Turnover forced. Opportunity to come forward. Dirksen fires over the top. Gumbale has a shot, but this is well wide and did not find the target. This portion of the match is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas City, the official healthcare insurance partner of Sporting Kansas City. I don't know if Gumbale was in between two minds there. Maybe wanting to shoot, wanting to pass to Masoud Habibullah. Either way, could not complete the action. Gael Quintaro can't keep it in play, and that's going to be a throw-in for Colorado. This ball's lost to Ortiz, and Kofi Sananu will get the yellow card. That was necessary. And check that. Dauda Amadou is the guilty party. And this is a tactical foul for sure, and he went through the back. So now our referee, Kyle Armstrong, is pointing out where Colorado has to set up. And Chelo Tashantrit ready to take this free kick. Into Cristiano. Now Ortiz trying to pick out a pass. It's deflected. Amadou, pinpoint to Bilo Diop. Mamadou Bilo Diop is sent back by Cello Teshantrit. So Malik Pinto makes the long walk to a similar spot. Another corner upcoming. This will be the 6th corner of the half. Now to Amadou has been a target. He's peeled off once. Colorado has also played to the near post on a couple of occasions. This time it's lifted. And in the end, Molinaro will bring it down. The header from Matthew Kofi Sinanu, just a looping one and easily brought down by Molinaro. Gumbale. Dirksen. Pendulum swings towards Leo Cristiano. Copeland tries to cut it inside. Sporting Kansas City will take possession and look to attack with some numbers. Cristiano, once again, another early ball towards Gumbale, but Gumbale can't keep it in play. Colorado did such a good job of just getting behind the ball there after it was turned over near midfield. Off the turnover, this is Sidney Wathuda. Forward, Anthony Garcia. Malik Pinto makes the run. He can't draw it across. Going for Kansas City. 40th minute now. Another throw in for Kansas City. Some aggressive play from Kofi Sinanu, holding on to Abibula. Abibula again battling with Kofi Sinanu, and it will roll to Beaudry. Dirksen putting some pressure on, requiring Beaudry to send it away. Erickson. Copeland attacking. And again, Teshantrit in the right place. Another corner, however, for Colorado. Colorado has surely been knocking at the door. 4 shots on target, 12 in the first half. And now a 7th corner in the first 45. You see the discrepancy. Possession well in favor of Colorado as well. This ball's taken. Hit off the volley, and Molinaro makes a spectacular save. As this ball will pop out. Amadou makes an excellent strike, but Molinaro with an even better save. Now an 8th corner in the first half. How many chances will Colorado get? Pinto again, and Molinaro with sure hands. Rapids have to be thinking, what more do we have to do? Bilo Giaup has been at the top of the 6 with a couple of headers that have not found the back of the net. Dauda Amadou has had a couple of good strikes that have not hit the netting. Kansas City holding on right now, trying to get to halftime. At least level. But Colorado's just going to keep on coming. And this shot is wide of the mark. So Malik Pinto ends up with it off the fast from Wathuda and tried to curl the ball into the back of the net. You can see Molinaro taking his time. Just 2 minutes remaining or so before halftime. Of course, we will have our added time with the hydration break that came. So still plenty of time for Colorado in this half as they want to capitalize on all the shots that they've taken, all the corners that they've had. Blues. Erickson, who's done well. A youngster who plays with the U17s usually, making his professional debut. And this will skip off of the top of Andre Erickson's head. Lose the center back, and now Amadou. Good effort there by Samways. Amadou has to be careful on a yellow card. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. Wathuda leaves it. The shot hits the back of the net. Mamadou Bilo Giaup opens the scoring for Colorado. And the goal was coming for the Rapids, and it happens at the stroke of halftime. And so the collision right here, the fans not going to be happy with. But in the end, first of the ball was Anthony Garcia. Sidney Wathuda left the ball for Mamadou Bilo Giop. And Giop was not going to miss. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. So after a half in which Sporting Kansas City was holding on, the dam just broke before the break. Moments left in the half. Does Kansas City have an answer? Cristiano still with it. And nothing there. Bilo Giop turns it over, but Habibullah gives it right back, and that'll end the half.
The referees indicated the beginning of halftime with the score Colorado Rapids 1, Sporting Kansas 0.
Sporting Kansas City played well enough defensively for 45 minutes, but in added time, Mamadou Bilo Giop scored the opening goal for Colorado, and right now SKC leads Colorado Rapids leads SKC 1-0 at the break. We will have a full halftime show after our first break.
If I got it, then I brought it. Take a bite, 'cause I want it. And I know I got the taste for the cake. And I take what I make and I flaunt it. Got diamonds on my necklace. I live how I like. So looks is getting reckless. I'm feeling myself and you can't break my vibe. I'm feeling myself and you can't break my vibe. You can't break my vibe. You can't break my vibe.
Action.
First half highlights and a look at our upcoming schedule are a bit later, but first, April Marie Aguilar heads to North Carolina to visit U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer and North Carolina's native son, Eddie Pope.
Thank you for joining me. I'm April Marie Aguilar here in High Point, North Carolina at the brand new state-of-the-art facility, the Go Forth Elite Performance Center with Carolina Core FC. And today I'll be speaking with a legend, Eddie Pope. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me. But I want to mention, with the club in its second season, how do you continue to push the envelope in order to achieve the desired result?
It's just working every day, working hard every day, making sure the players are working hard every day. I'm trying to make sure that we look a little bit before, a little bit beyond, the next day and the next day, try to have a little bit of a vision, setting goals that are out in front of us, trying to achieve those goals, making sure the players are achieving those goals, as well as the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm. And how does the mind of a former U.S. soccer legend translate to that of CSO?
I think just for the most part, just trying to make things better than I had them. So I'm thinking about all the little bit of pitfalls that I may have gone through, whether that's on the field or off the field, trying to make things easier for players, try to give players advice on the field. So sometimes it is putting on the cleats and going out and trying to disseminate the information that I had as a player and moving that on to them. So I mean, those are some of the major ways. And then obviously trying to perform at the best of my ability as a CSO, as sometimes a coach, but then making sure that they have something like this, a training facility where they can apply their trade.
So I'm told you're the first to arrive and the last to leave. How does that level of commitment contribute to the success of the organization?
Yeah, I think just making sure that I'm setting an example for our coaching staff and our players. You know, sometimes the players leave after me, sometimes they're here before me, same thing with the coaching staff. But I think that something like that can be contagious. I think it's important, especially when a club like this is in the second year. We're just getting started. So we need to make sure that at a minimum, we're working as hard as we possibly can.
And I just recently visited the National Soccer Hall of Fame, where you've been inducted. Despite that, you seem like a very, very humble individual. So how does somebody at your level stay so grounded?
For me, I think it's the game humbles you at all times. So the second that a player or anyone becomes a little bit haughty, the game will humble you. On the field sometimes, off the field sometimes, as a CSO, as a coach, where you might lose a game that you should have won. Soccer has a strange way of doing that for everyone.
And earlier today, we had the opportunity to attend practice. I saw you taking some forwards aside and, you know, giving them some pointers. How does somebody with your experience not only instill what you know, but at the same time inspire them throughout the process?
Yeah, I think players are interesting, right? Players, obviously I was a former player. You know, one of the things that they do pay attention to is where you've played, what you've done. So I think, you know, we've as a coaching staff and myself, we've checked that box. Our players are very attentive. They're like sponges. They like to listen. At the MLS NEXT Pro level especially, that is a developmental league. So players are trying to develop, and it's our job to make sure that we're helping them through that process. So I try to take some of my past experiences, some of the things that I've gone through, like I was working with a forward, so I'm trying to tell him, hey, here are the things that I don't like that forwards do as a defender, and making sure that he understands those and that those are just options for him to choose from. He's not a robot, but just trying to help him unlock other defenders. And so we try to pull guys aside at times and work with them.
So that's the knowledge that you teach out on the field. What is something that you're instilling in them outside the pitch?
I think so. For us, one of the things that we do have is a player development program where we will teach them, you know, how to handle their finances. We have them, our captains and a couple of other players, going through a leadership course through a company that works with the club. Sometimes we'll do some fun things like cooking courses because you know they're young.
Right.
Most of them are bachelors, so to help make sure they're eating properly when they have the opportunity to cook for themselves. So we try to do some fun things off the field as well. And then I just think tactically, a lot of them are super young. The game changes so quickly that we try to sit down with them and help them understand tactically, not only just the game in general, but especially what we're trying to do.
At this point in time in your career, what is something that you ultimately hope to be remembered for?
That's a good question. I think just someone who worked hard, someone who believed in U.S. soccer, American soccer, someone who's wanted to really help grow the game here. Especially now being in the position that I'm in and helping to develop youth players and push them onward to MLS and hopefully the national team and maybe even other national teams, moving them on to Europe as well, but especially growing the game here in the United States.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
Action.
I'm hanging on like a fridge to a magnet. It's a jigsaw with all the right pieces.
Welcome back to halftime between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. We will look at the league's upcoming schedule in just a moment, but first, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So Real Salt Lake star Diego Luna shares a bit of his journey this season and what he has implemented to stay mentally strong.
Come on, Diego. Have a good game tonight.
Throughout this year, my performance has not been where it's supposed to be. And I think a lot of that had to do with where my head was at and the things I was dealing with. I started with a therapist. That notebook just has everything we've been working on with my therapist. It has affirmations, breathing exercises, power poses, things to just think about to get your mind in the right place. From there, it's just been good. Like, I've just felt better. I've been able to just be myself, enjoy the game more, and I think that notebook is going to continue to help me. Of course, I have my affirmations here, and I just read them in order down through the whole page, and there's not really one that, sticks out to you, but it's all just about getting your mind in the right place and realizing how blessed you are and that you're okay no matter what. I have what it takes to create the life I want. I am successful. I am talented. Money flows well in my life. I'm healthy and strong. I'm healing all areas of my life. Everything always works out for the best. Remember to stay positive. Today is a great day for success.
If I got it, then I bought it. Take a bite, cause I want it. And I know I got the taste for the cake. And I take what I make and I flaunt it, flaunt it. Got diamonds on my necklace. I live how I like. So looks it's getting reckless. I'm feeling myself and you can't break my vibe. I'm feeling myself and you can't break my vibe. You can't break my vibe. You can't break my vibe.
Action.
Welcome back to halftime between Sporting Kansas City and Colorado Rapids. SKC 0, Colorado Rapids 1 at the break. Hence, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule. Philadelphia and FC Cincinnati will be in action on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, another fun matchup between St. Louis and North Texas. Of course, FC Cincinnati and Philadelphia were the two top teams in the East last year. St. Louis and North Texas, the two top teams in the West last season. And a bunch of fun matchups throughout the weekend to be expected. Now let's take a look at our halftime highlights. It was one-way traffic. Colorado came out with a lot of fire. And Josh Copeland cut this back to Mamadou Bilo Gia. Jacob Molinaro was up to the task early on. Another time, Anderson Hossa had a shot, and Molinaro had to make a save. Later in the half, Kansas City had what was its best opportunity as Malone Gumbale took this shot. Adam Beaudry had to make a save, but that was the only shot on target for Kansas City in the half. Amadou, a rocket at Molinaro. And then a little bit later, it was Malik Pinto who had a curling effort that couldn't find the back of the net. 6 shots on target today for Colorado, and this was the final shot of the half. A firesome shot from Mamadou Bilo-Diop, his 2nd goal of the season, the first of the match, and the deciding goal right now. You see the first half statistics, 15 first half shots for Colorado, just 1 shot for Kansas City. Possession-wise, it was all Rapids, 57% of the ball for Colorado in that first half. And so Kansas City will just have to find some possession here in the second half. If they can find some possession and really create something, they could potentially find a goal. Coming into today, they had clean sheets in 2 of their last 3 matches before giving up the goal to Mamadou Bilo-Diop. They're still looking for their first win of the season. They come into this contest 0-7-3, and they have scored just 7 total goals as a team. 5 total goals have come from SKC players, and their 7 goals for is tied for the lowest in the league with FC Cincinnati. And so goals have been hard to come by, in all honesty, for SKC. And so that's why Colorado just getting 1 goal was tantamount. And with that lead, Rapids will no doubt look for more as they try to wipe the stain away from their last match, falling to the town by 3 goals. So as the teams come back onto the pitch, we'll wait to see if we have any substitutions at the break. When I talked with Eric Boucher about this match, he was very honest about the fact that he wanted his team to come out and play not just more connected, but really with more spirit. Felt like they played with great spirit against Kansas City in the first matchup, but didn't have that same type of spirit versus the town. And so they played with the right spirit in that first half, putting a lot of pressure on Kansas City. And they were benefited with the goal. So 3 substitutions at the break. Masoud Habibullah will come out. Meji Alexandre will come on. David Zavala also will come on for Johan Ortiz. And Brian Ariano enters for Carter Dirksen. Kansas City hoping that this infusion of new players at the halftime break can help them find a goal on the score sheet. Or Zavala, he started in the RSL Academy before moving to Chivas Academy at U18 and the U23 levels. He was signed as one of the 6 trialists for Kansas City in the offseason. Meji Alexandre has one of the goals for SKC this season. And Brian Ariano has championship pedigree, playing with Austin when they won 2 years ago. Coach Isfan Arbani hoping that that's the right mixture for this second half as we are underway. Colorado Rapids and SKC dueling in the Western Conference. Teshantrit immediately has to send this ball away. Anderson Hossa will re-enter it for Colorado. Rapids in their white kits with maroon shorts, and SKC in the sky blue and navy blue. Colorado as a team has been successful in this league. Going back to 2023 when they won the regular season in the Western Conference. Hossa sends this across. Copeland will tap forward to Wathuda. Wathuda is brought down, and that will be a penalty. So Sidney Wathuda is the man that was undercut. And let's take a look at this action early on. As it was slipped forward, Wathuda made contact with the goalkeeper. And it will be a penalty. Copeland sent it forward. Wathuda. And you see it's actually Chelo Shantrit who is the man that bumped him. It looked like Molinar was the man that made contact, but it was Shantrit. And that's why he was so upset. Because this is a real opportunity for Colorado early in this half. Down to Amadou. Prepares to take this penalty. Amadou is true from the spot. And Colorado doubles their lead. 2-0 Rapids in front of SKC early in this half. As Dauda Amadou calmly finds the back of the net. And the captain now has his second goal of the season. And Kansas City quickly finds itself down by 2 goals in this second frame. Samway's trying to keep this in. A nice little touch around. Alexandre can't control. Hossa slides it past, but he turns it over. And Shantrit will go back to his goalkeeper, Molinaro. More Colorado after a first half that saw 16 shots and 7 on target, but just the 1 goal in the first half. 2 goals looks much better and maybe what they deserve. SKC had just 1 shot in the first half. Alexandre can't connect with Donovan, who made the run. So Meji Alexandre, who had 3 goals last year, has 1 goal on the season. And Alexandre sends it back into play. Alexandre has come on to play the wing. Gumbale has now moved to the striking role. Cristiano sends this forward, and it went out of bounds. Or Ishvan Arbani has talked about the necessity and need for a goal scorer. I asked him about just the development part of this league. And while his team has struggled at times to have somebody be a finisher, there is space for development. And that's what they're looking for in Gumbale and Alexandre. Today they're also without one of their best chance creators in Beckham Uteritz. He picked up a red card in the loss to LAFC, so he's just not available today on red card suspension. So that also plays into the inability to create for SKC. Quintero back to Leroux. Now some space for Samways. Alexandre. And there's a shove of Gumbale and a free kick for Kansas City and some life for the home side. Here it is again, Gumbale just setting up at the top of the 18. He's pushed down by Belouz. He's not happy, but it's an obvious two-arm shove. Who's going to take this? David Zavala starts to walk away. Samways is there. Also looks like Shane Donovan. Adam Beaudry, the goalkeeper for Colorado, will set his wall. And they will have somebody laying down to impede a low shot.
Copeland. Blake. Tony, go.
Real opportunity for Kansas City. Shot hits Erickson. Second shot, well off the mark. It was Zavala that took it. Beaudry set his defense up very well. Now Quintero. And Quintero goes back to Chashantrit. Colorado putting some pressure on. And Chashantrit will go back to his goalkeeper. A good ball from Gumbale into Alexandre. Now Ariano loses his footing. Kansas City can't pop this ball through. And it's fired the other way. And Mamadou Bilo-Giap with an ambitious effort. All in all, was off his line, but not troubled.
Keep going, Tony. Keep moving, Malik. Go, Cha.
Ariano. This portion of the match is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of Sporting Kansas City. For those that just joined us, Colorado earned a penalty very early in this half. Dowda Amadou dispatching it. And the Rapids taking a 2-goal lead. First goal was scored by Mamadou Bilo-Giap in the first half. Zavala. Samways. Now something building. Zavala looking for options. Alexandre could not put it into the path of Gumbale. That's good action from Kansas City now. If they can build on that, they might be able to find a goal. Ask Coach Urbani, who has national team experience coaching with the Maldives, about the comparison. He said there are similarities, but a lot of difference because of the pool of players that you can pick from. Development is always the key, but knowing that there's going to be differences, ups and downs, players from different backgrounds and from different skill levels have to find a way to mesh everything. That's the job that he has. Bilo Giop tiptoeing down the line. Just could not connect with Josh Copeland. Ariano has this ball taken away, and Molinaro will have it. Right into Quintero. And there is a foul. Gael Quintero, 2-year player at Loyola Marymount. More than 25 starts at Loyola. And 2 goals and 1 assist in his career. Donovan. Quintero into Ariano, who's brought a good mix here. Good change of pace. We talk about Ron Ariano. He made more than 20 appearances with Austin. Had 2 goals and 1 assist over his time with the Verde and Black, and won the 2023 championship of MLS NEXT Pro. Long ball out of the reach of Gumbale. Copeland takes a nice touch, and it's 3-on-3. Slides it forward. Ball's cut across. Beautifully done by Colorado. Sidney Wathuda, the finisher, and the Rapids have their third. It's great action here as Copeland takes this touch. He gives himself a real opportunity to erase at the back line. The cutback ball was excellent, and Wathuda makes no mistake. Anthony Garcia with the assist. And Colorado now has a third goal on the occasion. Sidney Wathuda, the 16th overall pick in this past year's draft and national champion with Vermont. Usually he's the one that's providing for his teammates. He set the single season assist record at Vermont with 14. But gets on the score sheet with the goal. Alexandre finds himself in a good space. And now SKC has a corner. First corner of the day for SKC. And Zavala will send the ball in. Now swinging ball. Cristiano had a chance to strike, but it was off target.
Hey, there's 3 men there, guys. There's 3 men on that. Come on, we can be better. We can be better.
We played an hour plus, and Colorado now flexing their muscles against Sporting Kansas City. It was always going to be tough for SKC against Colorado coming off the match that they had. They were going to be inspired, and there was a real charge put on by the coaching staff for the Rapids this week. Coach Boucher had them in front of goal very often, wanting them to have high confidence and really just to get their spirits up. Garcia goes down, but play on is the decision. Ariano taps this out. Now Amadou is holding at his knee.
Substitution for Colorado in the 63rd minute, leaving the game number 45, Dauda Amadou.
So Amadou was on his way out due to the substitution. Noah Strelnauer will come on. So Amadou, who has a goal on the day from the spot, will make way for Strelnauer. Noah Strelnauer led the team in assists last year with 8. Still just a teenager. Bathuda, nice skill to sprint forward. Colorado searching for more as Copeland could not slither into the box. Pinto. Picks out Anthony Garcia, but he was offside. This portion of the match is presented by Price Chopper, the official grocer partner of Sporting Kansas City. SKC has scored another, Colorado has scored another goal. It was Sidney Wathuda. Wathuda scoring his 2nd goal of the season. Other goals from Mamadou Bilo Giap and Dauda Amadou. Colorado leads by 3. This ball's nodded forward towards Molinaro. SKC will have possession. For Kansas City, we talked at length about the goal scoring struggles. They did put up a good goal scoring output against North Texas. So they have the ability to score goals, but right now they're under duress. Rapids racing forward again. Wathuda can't control as he ventures inside the box. And Garcia goes back to Osa. There's a foul. Looked like Sidney Wathuta was pushed down. So Wathuta's helped up. Malik Pinto stands behind this in the 67th minute. Pinto trying to direct traffic before the delivery. What a ball. Kofi Sinanu just could not keep it down and put it on frame. That was a perfect delivery. Malik Pinto has a high ceiling. Made multiple appearances with the first team when he was with Cincinnati, and also was a part of everything that FC Cincinnati was able to do last year after being one of the worst teams in the league in 2023. Last year was their best year in regards to points, where they were #1 in the Eastern Conference. I asked Pinto earlier this year about what he can bring to Colorado, who was at the bottom of the West last year, and trying to regain their playoff prowess. And he said, I just know that it's a process. I know that it's going to take some time, and I can impart that wisdom onto his teammates. Pinto. Blues. And Copeland is fouled by Cristiano, and that's a yellow card going to Leo Cristiano.
Yellow card Sporting Kansas City. Number 89, Leo Cristiano, in the 69th minute.
So here it is again. It was Copeland who picks this up and was ready to work on the half turn, but he was just brought down by Cristiano. Grab of the shirts and a pull down. That's a yellow card for him. Just some frustration on the day for Kansas City. It's been a frustrating day, frustrating season up to this point. Malik Pinto lifts this into the box. It was on its way to Noah Strelnauer, but he could not get on the end of it. Cristiano goes down, ball's out for a throw. And so now with Colorado leading by 3 goals and having to defend, it's funny, I asked Steve Flores, one of the members of the Rapids, what's something that Coach Boucher is always saying? And the first phrase that he mentioned was hunt the ball. Wanted to always be ruthless defensively and to make sure they're often and quickly closing down opponents. They've done that today for sure. Again, Kansas City has had really no opportunities in front of goal. Had just one shot on target in the first half. They've had 3 shots in this half, none on target. Alexandre, throw into Donovan at the byline. Returns to Alexandre. Now Quintero. And again, just nowhere for Sporting Kansas City to really operate. Samways down the line to Ariano. Cross comes in. And Kofi Sinanu is there. Rosa, excellent ball forward. Now Mamadou Bilo-Giap locates Anthony Garcia. Poor clearance. Malik Pinto runs into his teammate Garcia, and it'll be a throw-in for Colorado.
Substitution for Colorado in the 73rd minute, leading the game, number 49, Anthony Garcia. He's replaced by number 57, Rogelio Garcia.
So Rogelio Garcia will come on for Anthony Garcia. Rogelio, the Mexican Youth International, has made 9 caps with the U17s. Malik Pinto goes back to the center back, Joshua Baluz. Andre Erickson still in, making his professional debut today. And he's put in a good shift. Pinto looking for Wathuda. Now Osa. Garcia. It's a good job by Colorado now as they just want to keep possession. Pinto is taken off the ball. Noah Schronauer tracking back defensively. Audrey picks out a great pass to Andre Erickson. Now Josh Copeland will take his space. That attack foiled. Ariano over the top. Gumbale working against Baluz. And nothing is called. Alexandre makes the run. He's in possession now. Cristiano continues in the attack, but Alexandre can't connect with him. Ball's turned over. Excellent skill from Alexandre. Now Ariano. And he earns a corner. This portion of the match is presented by Central Bank, the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. Baluz is down. Now he's back up for Colorado. Kansas City has been in a long scoring drought. More than 500 minutes without a goal. Alexandre can't change that. Ball takes a deflection. Last Last goal for Sporting Kansas City came versus Tacoma Defiance in the 11th minute. It was Alexandre who scored it. Working on a 5th match without a goal. Donovan, out swinger. And Colorado continues in possession. This is Pinto. Garcia. And now Kansas City back on the ball. Coming into today, it was 400 plus minutes. Gumbale held up by Blues, and again, no foul is called in the box. Duda is foiled. And now to Shantrit is on it. The number has risen to 518 minutes without a goal for Kansas City. And we will have a hydration break before the final 12 minutes or so of this match.
The break will last up to 3 minutes.
And the goal scoring struggles is something I talked with Coach Urbani about. And he mentioned just the fact that the team was trying to find and develop a number 9 at this point in time. Goal scorers are high-priced commodities in world football, not just in MLS. We've seen Emmanuel Atela get a big contract for Atlanta United. Sergio Acosta. So many big goal scorers that have come throughout MLS. Denny Bawanga, and that's what they're called upon. They pay the big bucks to have them and to score in big moments. And for Kansas City at this level, the development level here for the second team, trying to find who that's going to be. And was very honest that the team doesn't necessarily have that right now. They will continue to develop who they have in hopes to break this goal-scoring drought. So multiple substitutions getting ready to come on for Colorado. Landon Strohmeyer, Jaden Chantak, and Vincent Rinaldi all preparing to come on. Anderson Hosa, Joshua Baluz, and Josh Copeland's day will all come to a close.
Entering the game, number 56, Jaden Chantak. Number 54, Vincent Rinaldi. And number 58, Landon Strohmeyer.
So more young players now getting a chance on the pitch for this final 10 minutes plus added time. Jaden Chantak is a Trinidadian youth international. Vincent Rinaldi played with the U18s at the GA Cup. That went 6 matches with a clean sheet before falling to Orlando in the final. Landon Strohmeyer is another young player that Colorado is excited about.
Cut fine. Ready, Sid?
Samways, an errant touch, and the ball will scoot out of bounds for a throw. Next up for Kansas City, it will be Houston Dynamo Dos. Then they will take on Austin and play Portland. Zavala. Now possession lost to Strohmeyer. Pinto still with it, and Malik Pinto hits the post off the rebound. Rogelio Garcia makes it 4.
Colorado goal scored in the 82nd minute by number 57, Rogelio Garcia.
Colorado now with 4 goals on top of Kansas City. Malik Pinto has been close today. This will feel pretty good. Although he did not score it, it turns into a goal for Garcia as he just followed it up. And Colorado pouring it on now. Couple of substitutions preparing to come on for SKC. You see Nazi Clark as well as Andrew Johnson. They will come on. Anthony Samways comes off. And Leo Cristiano will come off as well. Next up for Colorado, they'll take on Austin, and then 2 of the top teams in the West, St. Louis and North Texas SC. But this will feel good for Colorado, wiping the stain of their last loss away. Ball is lost to Wathuda. 4 different goal scorers for Colorado today. First came from Mamadou Bilogiap in the first half. 3 other goals coming here in the second half. Sidney Wathuda, Dauda Amadou, and just most recently, Rogelio Garcia. Bilogiap controls, fires out wide. And Andrew Johnson slides to stop that attack. Johnson will continue the run, but neither he nor Donovan can attach themselves to that ball. Alexandre does a good job of keeping this in. Donovan lays it across! And Nazi Clark breaks the drought. Sporting Kansas City has scored. And that must feel amazing for this home crowd. Nazi Clark, his first goal of the season, and after more than 520 minutes of scoreless action, Sporting Kansas City has found the back of the net. Well, Clark would be the man to do it. This is his 4th season with SKC. He came up through the academy, signed his first pro contract in 2023 with the 2nd team. He's a former MLS Next All-Star. Kansas City wins the ball back. Ariano can't swerve through a couple of defenders. Clark behind the defense again. His first touch a little too heavy, and it'll be a goal kick for Colorado. So although the Rapids are looking like they're going to walk away with the win, there's always something to discuss. If you're the head coach, Eric Boucher, he's not going to be happy with Kansas City and how they were able to break through there for that goal. That was the same way that Colorado found itself down on multiple occasions to the Town in their last match. Alexandre continues in possession, but it's too far in front of Gumbale, as Beaudry will fall onto this. It just took Kansas City a little too long today, but they just didn't really have very much of the possession for a lot of the match. Colorado was very keen and very crisp from the jump. '89th minute of play. Beaudry boots it away. And will scoot through to Alexandre. Johnson trying to keep it in play, but it will roll out. Now Garcia fires it forward, but Wafuda was well behind. Monroe being put under pressure by Garcia.
Good work, good work.
A win for Colorado will lift them to 3rd in the live table, behind Ventura County and North Texas with 20 points through 12 matches played. We mentioned that they will be taking on the likes of North Texas a little bit later on in the month of June.
The 4th official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added
The 4th official
second half. 3 minutes.
announcing there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time. And it'll be a goal kick for Colorado. For SKC, again, their drought will continue. Still winless to start the year. Still a lot of questions that Coach Istvan Arvani will have to answer. Quintero. Ball's kept in by Alexandre. On the touchline, it will roll. Donovan comes to a halt. He's shoved down by Strelnauer. And that'll be a yellow card for Noah Strelnauer.
A yellow card caution.
here after the shove. The yellow card will come for this, just tapping the ball away and impeding the restart. Just a silly yellow card in the end. Unnecessary, especially at this point, leading by the 3 goals. Free kick has to be taken again. Zavala right at Beaudry. So Adam Beaudry will send everyone forward as we play 2 of our minimum of 3 of added time. In the end, Colorado was able to put up 4 goals on Kansas City. Goal scorers Mamadou Bilo-Giap, Sidney Wathuta, as well as Dauda Amadou and Rogelio Garcia. One piece of solace that Kansas City can take from this match is that they have got on the board, stopping a goalless streak of more than 500 minutes in regular season play. Still some time, maybe for another. Alexandre, he's fouled. That'll be a yellow card. And although we played our minimum of 3, Kansas City will have one more chance to add to the scoreline. Nati Clark had the goal for Kansas City, which came after being down by 4. And there's the foul.
Right here, back of the net.
Yellow card was shown to Malik Pinto. Ariano, tight angle. Beaudry is there. And will be a corner. So another opportunity for Kansas City to make the scoreline a little less gaudy. Ariano plays it short. Donovan dumps it in. Quintero can't find it. And there is your full-time whistle. Colorado Rapids come on the road and take all 3 points from Sporting Kansas City. The final, SKC 1, Colorado 4. Today's man of the match is none other than the man that had the first goal, Mamadou Bilo-Giap. After this long action, Malik Pinto putting his body on the line. Sidney Wathuta playing it into Bilo-Giap, and he scores for Colorado. He is your man of the match. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. This matinee has come to a close, and Colorado is victorious. They defeat Kansas City 4-1 with my entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from Kansas City, Missouri. You can watch MLS Next Pro all season long on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.